Tales of our endeavors proliferate.
Ladies and gentlemen, heroes of all ages, welcome for another night of All Hallows Scream! Are you guys there? Welcome everybody! How's everybody doing tonight? Oh my, it has been a long time, hasn't it? Welcome heroes of today, in the future, and of tomorrow. Welcome. Welcome everybody. We're going to be playing a little game called Home by Benjamin Rivers. It's another night of All Hallows Scream here. All Hallows Scream 2, if you will. I'm doing lovely, Medic. Thank you so much for asking. Ready to be back in the spooky games. And this is what a cool feature this game has. I've never seen a game do this before. Your game will be saved automatically at certain points. However, we recommend put aside an hour and a half and complete Home in a single sitting. I've never seen a game list exactly how long it's going to be before, and I have to say I'm pleasantly surprised. Alright, I've unmuted the game. I think I'm ready to go. Are you guys at home ready to go? Are you excited? I know I am. Let's do this. Wear headphones, turn off the lights. Well, I've got the spooky light on, but other than that, I think we're good. Headphones? Check. All I remembered that was... beautiful start, I fucked it up. All I remembered at that point was finding myself alone. Oh. And... oh, my head. Where was I? It was so dark. There was something about my feet. A flashlight. Ooh. Alright, this is cool. So this is going to be like an isometric kind of, like low pixel, or low, I don't know how to describe it, low style 8-bit horror game. This is going to be cool. Got a door. Oh, it's like Resident Evil. That house. Where was I? Got a dead guy. There was a body lying on the floor. Who was it? Oh! Oh. Is that a cat or a demon masturbating? I'm not sure. Ah! Okay. It's a cat. I think. Dude, you should probably fix the roof. Oh boy. I noticed that I limped as I moved down the stairs. How did I hurt my leg, I wondered. All I could really call was coming home. Seeing Rachel. I was upset. She looked afraid. I shook my head and tried to clear it. I knew she'd head downstairs. Try to find a way out. How many fucking... What the fuck is that? A thin gray mouse was stuck in a trap. It looked frantic, but exhausted. Did I free it? Oh, we gotta save the mouse. There you go, little guy. The shelf was full of books on local history and hunting. Seemed like the owner of the house really knew the area. Wait, so is this not our house? Whose house are we just wandering around in here? The fuck is that? Some sort of zipper monster? An old dining table covered in dirty dishes for 2 people. There were dozens of beer cans and other liquor bottles among the dishes. The smell was turning my stomach. A black and white photo. Looked like the man upstairs. And his wife, I guess. No reason for me to keep this. Did I take it? Sure. I slipped the photo into my pocket. Maybe this would help me find some answers. Give you a zipper monster. Oh, Jesus. 3-inch terror. Oh, my God, Isaac. Oh, you. A collection of rusty tools. Looked like I had seen a lot of use and were caked in damp-smelling dirt. Why weren't they in a shed? The thing scared about that is how shriveled it looks. Oh, medic. Oh, snap. A photo similar to the old one I picked up. It moved a lot. There seemed to be a switch behind it. Did I push the switch? Oh, why wouldn't you? It depressed smoothly into the wall. I heard a faraway click somewhere. I hear the zipper thing again. I'm fucking out of here. There's only dust on the floor now. Well. Wait a minute. There were scribbles on all kinds of random scraps on paper and notes about some kind of water tower. Did he mean the one by the old train yard? By the way, how is sound for you guys? Is everything okay? Or are we all top notch so far? I feel like we're pretty good. Alright, I guess I'm gonna go down. It looked like hell. My clothes were dirty and torn. There was mud caked all over my shoes. Manor, what's up, buddy?
Tales of our endeavors proliferate.
Thank you so much for the host. Welcome, everybody. Everything sounds good in my end. The front door was blocked by a pile of furniture. I knew I had to find another way out. The bathroom was spotless. Everything had been wiped to a sheen. I wonder if it was the man's wife who did the cleaning. Or, yeah, it's kind of rude to assume that, the wife probably did it. Women clean stuff. There was a photo development tray lying on the floor. Some leftover negatives were sticking out, but they were pretty blurry. Thought I saw what looked like treetops. Or a 70s bush. Burn it, burn it. Check that static in the corner of your green screen. What is it? Static? Get out of here, static. Hold on, I got you. Just kind of shuttle it over that way a little bit. Kind of move that behind me just a hair. There we go. Right onto the green screen. And rotate that like that. There we go. Beautiful. I got you, babe. Can't go that way. Ah! Holy shit! The door was taped up and seemed to be stuck. By the smell, I guessed it led to the kitchen. The fuck is that on the ceiling? The box looked heavy, but there were marks on the floor. Obviously been moved before. Maybe I'd found a way out. I must have moved it, right? I heaved the box forward and it finally gave. There was a ladder going to the underground where the box was. A dank smell rose from the passage. To climb down the ladder? There's now one single white pixel right in the corner of the screen. The right-hand side about here. What? Oh. Oh, okay. I see what it is. It's the umbrella just sticking out. Literally like one. There you go. There we go. That will actually drive me insane. Down we go. I looked again at the photo I found in the house. The couple looked distant. Like they didn't want to be in the same picture. I wondered where the wife was. My leg was in terrible shape, but I had to get out. Footprints in the dirt. Looked more than one kind. It had a lot of traffic. Places all over were marked on the old map of town. The industrial area near the river, various houses, and even the water tower near the old rail station. Newspaper clippings from the local paper. They were all about the murders in towns over the last few years. Wait. There were photos. Photos of our house! What the hell was that about? Maybe I should have looked around more, tried to find some kind of information. I think the game's trying to tell me to go back. A work table covered in papers, dirt, and a handgun. I hated guns. I didn't take it, did I? Fuck yeah, you did! Tucked the small handgun into my pocket. Its weight was somehow reassuring. In before I shoot my pecker off. It was so dark down there, and the air smelled stale and putrid. I couldn't believe what I saw. What was this place? The desk looked old and was caked with grime. And it was a stack of old folded paper covered with what looked like names. They were scratched out. Illegible notes were written beside them in faded blue ink. I could only make out a few letters. H, I, E, L, R, F, O, R. None of it made any sense to me. Some kind of homemade rack slung together with poorly cut wood and rope. It was caked with old blood. Somebody didn't actually use that, did they? Crudely made shells. They looked like they were holding cans of some kind of corrosive. Labels were worn and slick, but I could still see the warnings. It looked like a cage? But it was small and there was something coating the bottom. Something wet. Compass! I knew it. Call it now. Some kind of old boxes. They looked like they were years old. Wait a minute, these boxes had old clothes in them. Clothes I remember throwing out after Rachel and I moved out of town. What the hell were they doing here? Got an NES Space Invader? Oh, the bats. That's okay. Someone say compass? I remember noticing the broken ladder. I had to be careful. Whoa, whoops. Shit, I skipped one. It looked like to be a long way. Did I jump down? Fucking Leroy Jenkins, man. Break your legs. Oh, man, my hurt leg. I was limping even worse than before. I can hear some kind of faint humming noise up ahead. Ah, he's fine. Just walk it off. A bunch of old newspapers. Neat, pasted together. A message had been hastily smeared onto it. Keep out. Danger due to cave-in. Well, better investigate. I'm a miner. I only got a shitty flashlight. I know what I'm doing, right? The gun was heavy and uncomfortable in my pocket. It didn't help ease the constant dull ache in my leg. That ain't a gun in your pocket! I opened the metal door and I was glad to have the slick wet walls of those tunnels behind me. I felt uncomfortable reading that out loud. Slick wet walls. What was the man upstairs to? What was he doing there? As the musty scent of those rock walls was replaced with an altogether different smell, I braced myself. I need to go over or out? I'm gonna go over. I could hear a faint trickling sound, like water. What was that? A kitchen knife? Covered in drying blood. Thinking about that made me sick. I didn't even want to touch it. Did I take the knife? You already got a gun. No need for the knife. Let's not get stale. Let's not put our fingerprints on a possible murder weapon here in this particular instance, right? Picky Pie, welcome to the stream. How are you doing this evening? No. I still have the old handgun. I wasn't sure what good a knife would have been. Let's be honest. If I can't shoot it to death, well then, what chance do I stand, eh? Oh, no. Don't do that shit to me. Oh, hi, Mandy. What does that do? I'm not a plumber. Whatever. I wasn't sure what those valves were for. Did I turn it anyway? Yeah, sure, why not? I don't know what I'm doing. I just spit all of them. Sure. They're numbered, too, on top of that. Definitely not a puzzle. Whatever these valves did. Oh, wait. I need to stop. This one wasn't pumping water anymore. Is there any notes or anything? Alright, whatever. It's probably fine, right? Teach you to leave me in charge of turning water onto the citizens of this fine town. No water for you, Quadrant 4! Wasn't sure, but I thought it was some kind of regulator. No idea how it worked. There you go. Turn it! Turn them all on! It's fine. This door was locked. There was a musty smell from inside. Turn one of everything and it'll be fine. There was a rusty ladder sunk into the water, which smelled disgusting. And you couldn't climb down that. Maybe I could find a way to drain the putrid water. Oh, okay. Well, so this is like what? Probably like quadrant 1? So maybe. Can we start? Door's locked. Oh, no, we gotta go this way. Here we go. Quadrant 1, alright. Looks like I turned off the water flow in this valve. Okay, that's good. Then I just need to go over here to, what is this? Z? 3, 4. Is that 1? Thought I could turn this water valve to shut off its flow. Did I turn it? There we go. Just mess with these one at a time. See where that gets us. In regards to this exit here. Nope, still water. check the ladder. Let's see where that goes. Maybe I need to find some notes or something on how to... Disgusting. It was a mess of filthy garbage bags. There were rips and tears in most of the bags. What looked like an old videotape was sticking out. Not sure what I hoped to discover with the tape, but I took it anyway. VHS tape? What the hell am I gonna do with that in this day? There was dirt on the ground. It looked wet and there was grass smeared within it. Grass! Gross! That was a 2, not a Z. Was it? Oh, yeah. And then to 2. And that's 3 and 4. I'm an idiot. Insert into player. Watch the ring get murdered in 7 days. Alright. So I already... It's not going to allow me to interact with that anymore. Through the dust, could see handprints from previous use. Probably from whoever worked in those sewers. Okay. So that one won't allow me to interact with it any further. Thought I could turn this water valve to shut off its flow. Did I turn it? Quite, I'm an idiot. I think it's quote add all one word, medic. I thought I could turn this water valve. Yeah, sure, turn it. I don't hear anything. Valve is still active. Turn it again. Uh-oh, I broke it. Looked like I turned off the water flow to this. Alright, there we go. There you go! Sure, the valve is still active. Oh, you gotta turn it multiple times. Until you break it. Okay, there we go. They're all off. Puts on winter hat and gives himself a gold star. I'm a winner! Alrighty, I've turned off all the water. No water for anybody! There we go. Looked like the water drained out of that grate in the wall. Small little key left floating in the water. The shallow pool of rancid water. They take, oh yeah. Pocketed the small key, but it was so odd-shaped, I had no idea what it might open. You gonna have more problems to worry about than just an odd-shaped key. You got a gun, a knife, a key in your pocket. You got a whole goddamn action set in there. Safety poster, definitely seen better days. How old was that facility? Door was locked. I could see a faint light within. Is that a security camera? There's a security camera in the room. Must have been a way to see what had happened. Maybe the VHS tape I found could be useful. Yeah, stick it in the security camera. That sounds like a lovely idea. He almost dumped the drunk drawer down the toilet. Found another dead body. A sewer worker. He was a mess, but he looked like he'd been stabbed. I could see a keyring that had fallen out of his pocket. To take it? Well, absolutely, so we can hold all of our keys. Worked up the nerve to snatch the keyring away and put it in my own pocket. I was feeling even more sick and seeing another dead man. Didn't want to get more blood on my clothes. That's how you become suspect number 1. There was a hint of fresh air here. Must have been near an exit, but I wondered, what did that key I found on the sewer worker do? And what was in the videotape I found? You guys telling me to go back? Back to the locked doors? Okay. That's a nice visual. That's like a nice hint. We're gonna go back to some of these doors that were locked. We have keys for them now. Use the keyring to unlock the door. The shelf full of security tapes was strictly organized, though covered in dust. Looked like the tape I found was the one that was missing from the shelf. There's a dusty VCR on the security desk. I wonder what was on that VHS tape. Do I play the tape? Yes! Sure, the man right there in the suit was being attacked. It looked fuzzy and stretched like somebody had tampered with it. It looked like there could have been two men. Two men! Couldn't stand to watch that video again. I've seen a video before, but there was two girls in a cup, and I'm really not... Two men. Is it still here? My sore leg and the extra weight of the gun made climbing the ladder agonizing. I wonder as I made my way up, would I need that weapon before the end? Thought that videotape still gave me chills. Who was that didn't want to be seen? And what was in that locked room? Finally reached the top of the ladder. As I pushed on the latch above me, the scent of the sewer finally relented. Wait. Was there... Cut nicely in Scotch tape. Hey, that would actually work, Mandy. You're not wrong. There was that other locked room. Do I... Lid had fallen on the entrance there that was stuck shut. Well, no going back now! Oh, well. Fuck is that sound? Hey! Whoa, 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 whoa! There's eyes in there! You see that? Somebody's watching. Holy shit, get some WD-40 for that door. An old ladder leading up to an ancient water tower. The ladder needed to be extended so I could climb it. Do I extend the ladder? I popped the latch and brought the ladder down. Hold on, why is the arrow pointing this way? I tried the little key I'd fished out of the murky puddle in the sewers. It fit! And I heaved open the rusty door. The wind was picking up a bit. The night air had become strangely chilly. Holy fuck, that's a lot of eyes! Killer may pop your latch. Oh, Jesus, I hope not. I need my latch! It's still new! The old train station was quiet as a tomb. The only sound was that of increasingly wind buffeting the decrepit structure. Left to right, left to right. Fuck, left. The ancient ticket booth was falling apart and covered in dust and grime. Stacks of paper lined the counter, faded remains of old schedules and reports. Among the papers were newer-looking sheets covered in scribbles and illegible notes. Come to think of it, the man in that house had kept similar scribbles hidden on his bookshelf, and he had notes on the water tower outside, too. I guess he could have been coming here, but why? What was he using this old station for? An old map encased in glass hung on the wall. It was the train routes connected to that old train station. As I looked at it, it seemed familiar. Of course! The map I had found in those tunnels had similar locations marked. And the notes I found on the old man's bookshelf. Those notes mentioned the water tower and even this train yard. What was he doing coming back here? No, it's a great horror game, House of the Dead. Oh, Typing of the Dead. Both of those are very good, Medic. What does this door lead to? This leads back outside. The old train was ripped open and hanging from a shred of metal, as well as the broken fence, was a dark stained patch of cloth. It looks synthetic, like some kind of outerwear. Inside the train's shell, I could see a few faint impacts, like wounds. They've been bullet marks? Was somebody shot here? The ground was well worn, though I couldn't really make anything out. I realized I was touching the gun I'd found, as I thought. Oh yeah, it's virtual reality. Because I agree, Medic. I would love to see House of the Dead transferred into like virtual reality. Oh man. Okay, well, interesting. Okay, well, let's take this ladder. Investigation to do at the water tower here. That would be awesome, Mandy. In a patch of smeared dirt and grass, there was a beat-up old wallet. Thought it was mine. Did I take it? Well, you know, for science, we gotta check this thing out. The wallet was missing its contents, including any cards or ID. It was worn, but light. Made carrying the gun around seem more awkward. Everything into pockets is good. Where was my driver's license and credit card? Wait. Hold on. You guys are still using VHS players. But you also have access to a credit card? I don't believe you. From the railing, I could see over the woods and down to the entrance of the sewers. Had I come through here before? If I did, someone definitely could have seen me. It was getting cool up there, and I shivered with an uneasy sense of what was to come. How did I get home from here? New House of the Dead or Time Crisis? Oh man. We didn't go in this door yet. This must have been the entrance to the forest it was mentioned on that map I had seen. Whoever was poking around in those tunnels underneath that man's house had scribbled notes on this place, but I couldn't make them out. Here the sign pointed out various campsites and walking paths within the woods. It mentioned a river, maybe a washroom, but the rest was too faded to see clearly. Oh yeah, 2 different entrances to wander wildly into the woods with a really shitty flashlight. Sounds like a good idea. Jesus, that one's got eyes looking at it. I'm going to the left one. The worn picnic table stood within a circle of trees like an altar. It was covered in faint markings and carvings from who I assumed were previous campers and hikers. Okay. The forest was split by a freezing river. Looked like the bottom was all rocks. My leg throbbed with the pain of jumping down that broken ladder. Too dangerous to try to make it across in this state. I had to turn back. Eyes can't hurt you. Well, they can certainly creep me out. It's not necessarily the eyes that hurt you, it's the things that are attached to the eyes. Ooh, candy! Trampled in the dirt and grass was a plastic card of some kind. I brushed it off with surprise to see it was my credit card. Wasn't sure if it was still usable, but it was mine. Did I take my... Why would you not take your credit card? Pocket the credit card. Hopefully I can find my driver's license, too. Through the fence, I could see a dilapidated outbuilding. Wonder if I could find my way around. Well, there's only one way to go, so... by default... further into the shitty, scary woods we go. The fuck was that? Hello? Something just crawled through. Fucking give me a break. What is it? There was some personal effects shoved back into the rock. Wait, there was a notebook here too. Did I read it? Inside the cheap dollar store notebook was page after worn page of names and lists. None of it made much sense. The newest page contained several names: Heather, Olivia, Ashley, Cheryl, Iris, Daphne, Holly, Rose, and Rachel. That was same as the ones that were scratched out inside. Rachel! Her name was the last on the list and had a mark beside it in blue ink. Names Daphne and Olivia had been crossed out in the same blue ink. Cheryl, Heather, and Rose had also been crossed out, but these marks looked older and more faded. What are all these names? I could only think about how much I needed to get home to make sure Rachel was okay. Hello? What the fuck is that? Something's moving. A few embers still burned within the fire pit. Who was camping here? Was it... Who else was out there in those woods? There was a cheap two-person dome tent. Through the screen on the front, they could see 2 sleeping bags, backpacks, and a small cooler. Someone camping at a campsite! Gasp! You don't say. As I peered into the tent and around the campsite, I kept thinking about the names in that book. No, 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 no. Don't look. Oh, fuck me! No, no. Oh, shit. Okay. It's not a sprint button, is there? The grimy sink had a small patch in it that looked almost clean. Man, fucking hate this shit. There was a damp-smelling plank leaning against the stall door. Might have been able to cross the river. Do I take it? Yes. Managed to carry the plank under my arm so it didn't get in the way. Let's get the fuck out of here. Don't look, wanders inside. I had finally found the exit. Once I left, I knew I never wanted to return there. Through the dense trees, I could finally start to see some light. I must have been at the edge of the forest, though I wasn't sure where the path ahead of me would lead. I could almost feel the cryptic notebook in my pocket as I tried to think about what it could mean. Where was the campers who had abandoned their site? Would it meet them too? Though the path ahead of me was still less dense, I felt guarded and wary. Who knew what was ahead? Before I step on a bear trap. Oh shit, this is tense. Curiosity outdoes survival yet again. As I stepped through the gate, I suddenly recognized the auto parts factory where I'd worked as a machinist for all those years. The plant had closed almost 3 years ago now. Times were better then. I thought I could hear a faint rustling behind me. Maybe it was just the wind. Yes, maybe. Door gate, door gate, door gate. Okay. Hello? One of the lockers hung open. Its contents were tossed around, like someone had been looking for something. You're carrying a gun, a knife, you have bloodied clothes, and a notebook full of possible murder victims. If you are arrested on sight, I will be shot. The door was locked shut, and there was a little electronic box under the handle. A sign was pasted to the front that said, "Danger. Closed for repairs." There was a large power box with 5 lights on it. Cables burst out of the box, snaking off to other parts of the factory. The metal was starting to wear, and the cobwebs had collected on the corners. The box wasn't receiving any power. The door was locked tight. It seemed to be connected to the power box beside it. I'm a plumber, I'm an electrician, I'm a murderer. I do all the things. Every part of this plant smelled old and rotted. I noticed the old bulletin board on the wall. The board contained yellow clippings of newspaper, cartoons, and notices. There were notes to and from the guys that worked here. One of them was Norman, who was one of the older guys on the line. Norman took over a general store after the factory closed. He, Rachel, and I would get lunch every now and then. Rachel liked him because he seemed more positive despite the setback. I don't think I could say the same about me. Creepy abandoned factory in the middle of nowhere with a serial killer on the loose. Hello! Anyone here? New meat in the building! Oh, medic. Our old break table. The layer of dust and grime only made seeing this sting more. A power panel. Looks like it was shut off. Do I push it? Yeah, sure. Turn it on. The open locker was stuffed with dirty work clothes and old boots. There was a photo of a woman taped to the inside, but it was scratched out and the face was unrecognizable. Power panel. Yeah, fucking turn them all on. Oh, well, that one's green. It was shut tight. There was a rusty-looking card slot on the side. This one turned green, the other one didn't. Try it again. There we go. There's 2. There's 5, right? We're looking for a key and a card slot of some kind. This was Norman's locker. The door was dented like someone had punched it. I don't remember him doing that when we worked there. My head ached, and I recalled the last time Norman, Rachel, and I all had lunch together. Rachel seemed so much more at ease when we all hung out. My head ached. Oh. Kick that shit on. A utility shelf crammed with mismatched tools and items. There was a claw hammer on the shelf. Did I take the hammer? Yes! As I took the hammer, I noticed it wasn't as dusty as the rest of the tools on the shelf. Maybe if I collect all of the things that he's killing people with. I have a hard time finding something to kill me with. The locker was a complete mess. Hidden at the bottom, though, there was a magnetic card. Slipped the key card into my pocket. Another panel. Fucking... There we go. Got him. What is that? That's 4, right? Do I give myself too much credit? No, it's fine, man. The game is actually doing a really good job of keeping me in high tension. I struck with the hammer. The old wooden boards came apart easily. After I removed the planks, I left the hammer on the floor. Oh yeah, so we can kill you with it later. Great idea. 10 out of 10. This was my locker. There, in the factory. Stake of booze. There's a picture of Rachel on the inside. It looked like it had been torn up. I thought I'd take that picture home with me when the factory closed. This room was nothing but bad memories. The floor was littered with old liquor bottles. What if that man in the house had something to do with this? Sure had a lot of alcohol in his place. Reeked the sour stench of leftover liquid. If I collect all the murder tools, you can't kill me. Not like I can't break your bum leg and beat you to death with it. Well, now I have a new fear. Thank you, medic. There was a card, like a locked door over here, wasn't there? key card I found seemed like it would pass through the reader. There we go. There was some kind of ventilation hatch here. It looked like I could jump down to the room below. Really don't want to damage my leg anymore. No, let's not do that. Not yet. We're gonna go down. Just, oh, well, that's the only place to go. All you! Break the legs! My leg was shooting with pain. It wasn't gonna be able to move too quickly on it. There's a crumpled up letter on the floor. It had been scratched out heavily. It was hard to make out. Did I try to read the letter? Most of the letter was violently scratched out with what looked to be a ballpoint pen. All I could make out was, need to. 1, 2, Fred is coming for you. Just don't. Drinking, need, Norman. Who is Norman writing to? That room at the top of the plant. The one with all the bottles. It was really getting to me. Maybe I was just distracted. Who went up there and used that room? Zax in the factory didn't recognize where I was going. My head ached terribly. My leg was a mess. Fuck that. The factory door locked itself behind me. Son of a bitch. I've got a gun! Stay back! I'll flashlight the shit out of you! You out there? Peeking? Nothing that way. I guess I'm going left. Oh boy. I never did turn on like all 5 things in the factory, did I? Maybe I did. The garbage bin was a disgusting mess of rotten food and slick black bags. I saw a thin, greenish corner poking out from one of the bags. It was my driver's license. It looked damaged. I cleaned the card off as best I could. It looked pretty beat up. I was made to have found my credit card, and now this. Tucked the card in my wallet next to my credit card. Sounded like it was going to start raining again. I headed to Norman's place. This was the back of the store that he ran. It was oddly quiet, except for the faint sound of a television. Oh, serial killer! The entrance to the front of the store was locked from inside. Looked like I couldn't just pop it open. I needed a key. There's a bit of blood on the keyhole. The floor is creaking above me. Diablo always taught me to go left. The TV still flickered some indecipherable channel. Oh no. Couldn't believe what I was seeing. Norman, my co-worker and one of the few friends I had in this town, lay dead beside his armchair. His face and shirt were covered in blood. Looked like he'd been shot trying to get up. His eyes were still in wide shock. Norman, you deserve better than this. Did I close his eyes? I gotta get respectable something. Wasn't sure if I wanted to give him peace or if I just couldn't stand to think anymore what was going on. Quickly, I closed Norman's eyes. Poor bastard. Guess this was Norman's kitchen table. Kept it clean enough, but there was water rings from 2 cups there, still in the wood. Kitchen trash bin smelled fresh. Didn't dig through that mess, did I? Oh yeah, we're digging through the garbage. Found a hairpin amongst the rotting food and trash and pocketed it. Oh yeah, lockpick, baby. Now you're number 1. Yeah, I know. Now I just got fingerprints at on a dead body in a murder scene. Just trampling blood through the house, getting shoe prints. Let's not make it hard for him. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna go down. Let's use the hairpin. Use the hairpin to pick the lock. The hairpin snapped in half, so I threw it away. The general store was small, but it was clean. Had the usual things: postcards, snacks, magazines, canned goods. Never went there much. Rachel usually stopped by after work if we needed anything. Register was mostly empty, and a fat stack of travel magazines sat beside it. Okay, before I go this way, uno mas. Let's see what this other door is. Despite the shock of already finding Norman in that state, seeing this turned my stomach just as much. It was one of Rachel's old fall coats. What was it doing here? Was she okay? Oh, snap! She's been cheating on you, son! Inside the cabinet was a small but impressive collection of hunting rifles, shotguns, and even a few items that I think were legal here. One of the slots in the rack was empty. The gun I had found seemed to match the others there. The handgun was Norman's. What the hell was he doing with it? Hey, what's up, Mega Robot Shark? The gun fit there. Put it back. Carefully pushed the piece back into place and felt a great burden lifted. Achievement unlocked. A close call. Norman, what were you doing with all these guns? Alright, I'm completely defenseless now. This is gonna be good. There we go. I give away the only weapon I had. And there's a killer on the loose. And I have a broken leg. It's gonna be fine. The icebox seemed to be unplugged. Must have been off for a while. Most of its contents were half melted. Your handprints are still on it. Can only think of poor Norman upstairs. There were various postcards from the area, especially from the tourist traps. One of the postcards showed an old black and white photo of the water tower. It looked to be in much better shape then. I do not have the knife. I never picked up the knife. It was covered in blood, and I didn't want to get fingerprints on it. So I was like, I'll just take the gun instead. Of all the postcards, that one seemed to be the most popular. There were only a few left. Norman was dead, but I had no idea why. Was he involved in all this somehow, or was he just another victim? That gun I found only seemed to complicate matters. It was such a relief to finally be rid of it. Home wasn't far off now. Even though the rain was relentless, I had to keep going. The rain fills you with determination. It was locked. This wasn't the right gate. Gate was locked tight. This was my house. Door only led me back. I had to find my house. Okay, well, guess we're going this way. Gate was locked tight. The neighborhood's local post box. Letter was sticking out as someone hadn't pushed it all the way in. Knew it wasn't right, but... Do I look at the letter? Absolutely. No return address, but the envelope was addressed to Norman. Carefully, I tore it open and looked at the letter inside and read, "Stay away. She's mine." That was it. No signature, no other information. Who wrote this? Damn it, Norman! What did you get yourself into? I had entered our backyard. The rain gave me a terrible sense of foreboding, and it chilled me through my clothes. I was expectant, but also afraid. I held my breath as I approached my back door. I was terrified to step inside. It's always hard going through the back door for that first time. The house was painfully quiet. The only sound was my own breathing, ragged and strained. I flicked the light switch by the door. The power was off. The light bill! That's what I forgot. Son of a bitch, every time! I remembered having breakfast here on this very table. Was that yesterday or sometime before? The table was clean. It hadn't been used any time recently. Norman stole my girl. Oh, we never had one. Oh, make a robot shark. I'll be your girl. The door to the basement. It was locked. Where to put the damned key? The front door was locked from inside. I couldn't go out, though. I needed to see if Rachel was here. The door was stuck shut. There was an old-fashioned keyhole underneath the handle. Breaking news. Mr. Steal Your Girl found dead in his home this morning. Current suspect is the man locked in his bathroom, covered in blood and whose fingerprints are on literally everything. I had found the last missing piece from my wallet. The old photo of Rachel and Rachel and I stared back at me, reminding me of better times. It did make me feel terribly comfortable. Did I keep it anyway? Absolutely. I replaced the photo in my wallet, feeling like I got part of my life back. Still, the image made me uneasy. Why had I thrown it away? Achievement unlocked. Stolen identity. My television. I purchased it before I knew I was going to lose my job. I felt pretty guilty about it afterward, but then it was too late. Rachel was pretty angry about that, I realized. Our hallway mirror had been smashed, its pieces scattered around the floor. I couldn't really make myself out anymore. I wasn't sure I wanted to. The books there were half mine, half Rachel's. Hey, now that I looked more closely, looked like the man in the house had the same books as I did. There was a suitcase on the bed. It was Rachel's. Remembered it from that trip we took out west. Opened the suitcase. Wasn't sure what to make of the suitcase's contents. Inside were a few days worth of clothes, some toiletries, and a train ticket? Where was she planning to go? This wasn't getting me anywhere. My laptop had been left on and only had a tiny bit of power left. On the screen was a website about the old water tower. There was a key in the top drawer of my desk. Pocketed the key. Laptop was warm. It had been running for a while. Wait, we got laptops, we got credit cards, but we use VHS tapes. What the fuck? What kind of timeline is this? Our sink, which we needed to be replaced. One of the taps always stuck, but I hadn't got around to fixing it yet. That old house was charming for sure, but it wasn't always easy. We were lucky enough to get a house with one of those wonderful old claw-footed bathtubs. It seemed impractical at times, but it was part of what made the house home. I've got the key for that one door at the bottom floor. What door is that? This one? I unlocked the basement door. There were old Christmas decorations in the box. Couldn't even remember our last Christmas. The garbage bags were stuffed with old paint cans and supplies. There was a dirty old key here. Take it? Better than a dirty old bastard, I guess. Took the small key and tried to remember what it unlocked. There were old clothes, tools, and other things we obviously hadn't thrown out yet. I'd put up this divider wall last summer so we could create a separate room in the basement. I hadn't finished it yet, so the door was stuck and the drywall was poorly installed. Might have been able to break through if I found something heavy enough. Way too much junk. Plaster and old trowel? Alright, well, we've got another key. We can't go out the front door. Small pile of mail on the floor in the front of the mail slot. How long have I been away? Why hadn't Rachel picked this up? Most of the contents were bills. There was a credit card bill in there. Did I open it? Opened the bill and read it. To my surprise, it said something about canceling my credit card due to non-payment. What the hell? Even in video games, I'm poor. God. Where the hell does that key go? This door over here? Go show the debit is better than credit. Looked like the room had been tossed around. The furniture was a mess. Did somebody break in here? Well, we just proved that it was locked and you had the only key. There's an old crowbar on the floor. Did I need to take it? Yeah, we'll use that to break the door downstairs. Lifted the heavy crowbar. I appreciated its weight. Oh, but you didn't like the gun weighing you down, did you? Break this. Did I break through the wall with the crowbar? With a heave, I swung the crowbar at the wall. I smashed a hole large enough to step through. As I stepped through the broken wall, my breath caught in my throat. This was it. Was Rachel down here? Was she okay? Don't look. Don't look. A filthy-looking pile of rags had been dumped in the corner. The stench of them was awful and made my eyes water. I was terrified to even touch the pile to see what lay within, but I knew I had to. I'd come this far. After all this searching, after all I had seen. I looked within the rags. Did I finally find my Rachel? Oh, we get to decide. No. No, we do not find Rachel there. The rags were wet, matted, covered in dirt and grime, but inside that tattered mess was no sign of my beloved wife. Rachel wasn't there. I looked around in confusion, trying to figure out what to do next. If she wasn't there, where was she? What I'd been searching for this entire time. I remember the look on Rachel's face when I came home, didn't I? Then the awful realization hit me right in the gut. I've been looking at this the wrong way, hadn't I? This is what you've been trying to tell me all along, isn't it? I couldn't find Rachel there, and I won't find her anywhere else because she was never there at all, was she? I stumbled back upstairs, the pain in my leg just a dull ache now, and sat down in my bedroom. My mind was spinning, and the ache I felt before was near crippling. Finally, I could no longer fight the exhaustion, and as I tried to grab a hold of something that would make sense of all this, I must have drifted off. Achievement unlocked. I like to remember things my own way. I guess these books were all actually mine then. It was my wallet with its contents intact. Either I dropped that stuff or somebody else did. Maybe I was sleepwalking again, or maybe somebody stole it from me. Norman's store, that forest, the water tower. Was I at these places before? don't see how it could have happened any other way. It must have been one to lose my wallet and its contents. But what does that mean? The old photo of the man and his wife still rattled me, despite being faded and dirty. I thought I'd seen mentions of us in those tunnels, but was I wrong? What was that man up to? Did I think he was responsible for me waking up in that house? I mean, who else could have been? It was his house that I woke up in, after all. In the shards of that broken mirror, I could see my face, gaunt now, hollow and sickly and immensely troubled. What other illusions had I dreamed up? What other truths were waiting to be exposed? It was the key card I found in the factory, the one that allowed me to slip through that door. It seemed to me that it was probably Norman's, but if that was true, what was he doing back at the plant? Did I think Norman was going back to the factory? Yes, it must have been him. He must have been using the old locker room. Laptop had finally run out of power. Hey, Steven, what's going on, buddy? How are you? Plot twist, you're a narcissist who got a sex change. You are, Rachel. You put yourself in the photos of the magic of Photoshop. Oh, Jesus. In the dirty, faded glass, it looked like nothing more than a faint shadow. I used to tell myself that Rachel was the one who wanted to keep the tub. When was the last time I showered? It smelled awful. Swamp crotch! I've been lovely, Steven. Glad to see you here, buddy. Long time no see? You picked a good night to come out. It was a letter I'd taken from the post box. Got a bit wet in the rain. Somebody had obviously had it out for Norman, but who? Oh no, Norman. If I was wrong about Rachel, then what about him? Did I kill him? No, it wasn't us. I couldn't have. I clearly wasn't seeing things correctly, but no. Never do something like that. That no wasn't for me. An old TV for so long, I don't know if I could ever replace it. We've been lovely, Steven. You know, just living the life here on Twitch and at home. We're getting ready for a vacation. We're taking off to Florida for like a week and a half. My old office safe sat on the floor. It used the digital passcode lock. Then I tried to open it. Safe used an 8-digit code. What was that damn code again? Oh, fuck if I know. Can I like type numbers? Nope. God damn it. All ones, right? 8 names written as a long line with those O marks. Different colors were printed in that notebook. I recall the names I saw scratch out in the old desk deep within those musty tunnels. Was that the man in the house really up to something? Wait a minute. 8 names. And he ended up dead. When I came to, he was already on the floor. I have a feeling the 8 names are tied to the safe in some way. Maybe each one represents a letter of the alphabet, or it seemed like I'd seen all there was. Maybe I thought I was ready to go back into the basement. Maybe there wouldn't be anything for me to find, but I had to at least take one last look. The wall was cracked and pitted. I was told by an inspector the basement had partially filled in before I bought the house. By the look of that wall, I was going to need to fix the foundation. We're fixing the wall now, or are we breaking it back down to look? Everything smelled musty and old down here. That was it. With Rachel gone, I couldn't stand to be in that house a moment longer. Did I leave and say goodbye to that nightmare forever? I mean, I think you would have to. Since I arrived in town, things have been difficult. Working in the plant, though, had been good for me. It kept me in line, gave me something to do, and helped me get away from my past. When the factory closed, everything changed. I guess that was when I had started sleepwalking, disappearing for hours at a time. Drinking was probably just a way to deal with that. It's almost as if I was trying to beat my brain at its own game. Things stopped making sense time after that. My memories of what happened is still in flux. I suppose that's when Rachel came along. This night had been the worst of my entire life. Would it even be possible to bounce back? Everything that had happened, everything that I'd seen? No way. I almost wish I'd even woke up tonight. It would have spared me a lot of pain. That man I'd found in the old house killed his wife. I was sure of it. Just sure as you killed mine. Making out of those tunnels, I thought those sewers might feel safer. I was wrong. The security tape I watched showed someone being attacked by what looked like two people. Who was that who was being attacked? What I'd been doing in Norman's place or even in the old forest? It didn't look good, that's for sure. I'd been responsible for what had happened there. What do you think? Was I guilty or just mad? That forest, though, was no escape either. That notebook especially left me troubled. I remember seeing a similar list on that desk back in the tunnels. Who were the girls mentioned there? I suspected there was more to those woods than I knew, and I thought I had no intention of going back. It was clear, at least, that Norman had been going back to the old plant. He'd been the one to seal up that room. Was he drinking up there? Alone? Or perhaps he had something to do with that dead guard. But now you've got me all mixed up. I'm not even sure what makes sense anymore. I had to catch my breath, take it all in. At each point until the factory, things had only gotten worse. But then going to Norman's store, that's where the confusion and doubt started to set in. That's when my perspective on all this really started to change. Oh, Norman, I don't know how you got mixed up in all this, but someone had killed you. My head was a mess. Everything ached and was foggy. I don't know if you deserve what you got in the end. You were friends once, weren't we? Did you know about all this? Did you know what Rachel was? As painful as all that was, couldn't bear to think about it again. After all I had seen and done, finally coming home, supposed to be the end of this entire ordeal? No idea, though. It was just the beginning. The silence in the house when I first stepped through the kitchen door should have been my first clue. I think I went through all that completely unaware of what I would discover. Did you know before the end? Did you mock me when you finally showed me the truth? Don't you know what it's like to have everything ripped away from you in a heartbeat? How could I possibly go on not knowing what I do? Without Rachel? Even the thought of Rachel, I was truly lost. The door swung open. I could smell damp grass, the closest to the air. After everything, I felt like I had more questions than answers. You made me see the truth. I'll give you that. Now I was completely lost. You took away the only thing that kept me going. I'm sure the word would get out, and soon enough, police would come looking for me. And what then? Would you be there to show me the way? What will I do then? Achievement unlocked. Slipping away. Man, what a cool ending on that. Just a full-on fucking mental breakdown. That leaves so much to be asked. Oh, in so many ways the story could have gone. I really like that. I really like the final bit of dialogue there. Home is dedicated to my wife, Nancy. Watch your back. What the fuck kind of going away message is that? The end. Home is now available for PlayStation 4 and Vita, cross-buy enabled. And now on the iOS. What happened? Share your story or read other players' interpretations. Press back to quit. Oh, and that's going to do it for tonight. Thank you guys so much for coming out. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys all tomorrow again for some more recordings of All Hallows Scream 2. Scream harder. Until then, have a lovely night. Bye, everybody. We'll see you then, and I'll see you guys again, and seeing you now in October for All Hallows Scream 2. Stick around. The next show is coming up now.